We get a lot of comments suggesting that our live jams on the MPC Live 2 are fake, or that they're at least not very authentic because clearly we don't even have the MPC Live 2 plugged in. And so we're just sort of showing off in front of the camera. This video is hopefully going to prove these people wrong. I'm going to show you how simple it is to record a live jam without any cables whatsoever on the MPC Live 2. To my knowledge, this is the only groovebox that allows you to do this. I'm also going to prove to these people that they are kind of right, because there are some beauties in this workflow that I will talk about later. But for now, let's go through this. So the track I'm gonna use for this demo is called Heathland. We recorded this sometime in, I believe, September, October last year. Let me just play you part of the song and I'll take you through the whole process. So here's how this song sounds like. And I've assigned the cue links to control the bass, the pad, the ARP, and the lead. That's sort of my standard setup for almost all of these performances. So if I twist this knob, the bottom one, it doesn't do anything because this is the bass drone, which is technically a separate track. So let me actually fast forward to where most of the action of the song is. So, okay. So this is the bass, and this is the pad. And this is the R, and this is the lead, if you want to call it the lead. So those are the four elements, and just to keep it simple, I'm just going to focus on these four. When I recorded this performance, I believe I had 2 pages of Q-Link parameters set up, but let's just focus on 1 page just to keep it simple for the sake of this demo. So how this thing works, first of all, the assumption is that you have already created a full song sequence. So this is MPC3, by the way. I will say I'm a bit slower again. I used to be really quick on the MPC, but now I feel like I'm sort of having to relearn a bunch of things. Now we're focused on bar 81, and that's because I set it to start on bar 81 and end at bar 149. So normally when we record any performance live, we obviously start from bar 1, but here I'm just gonna start from 81. The assumption here is that you have the full song as one sequence. There's obviously a number of steps before that. Our workflow of going from a loop to a song involves using separate sequences that we then stitch together into one big sequence. So I'm not gonna walk you through that process today. If you're interested in that, you can leave a comment in the comment section and we can consider doing a tutorial about that as well. But my assumption in this video is that you already have one single sequence for the entire song. So now if I play this back, again, I can twist the knobs and I can alter these parameters. And 1/2 of the live performance involves twisting these Q-Link knobs to affect automation on your selected parameters. And remember, you can set up these Q-Link to do almost anything. We have a separate tutorial for that, link up here or over here, where you can see that. But this video assumes that you've set up your performance links and you have activated project mode, which means that you can sort of swap and flip through different pages, but you're always going to be able to control the same parameters. And that's really important when you do a live performance, because I am sometimes switching between pages in this performance. The main page that I always try to stay on is the mute page. That allows me to mute tracks, which is also recorded into this performance. So if I play this and I, for example, mute the drums are muted. So we'll play around with that as well in the example. So the procedure is super simple. There are 2 things you need to do. You need to be on the track that you anticipate using in this live performance. So in this case, I'm standing on the lead synth. And I might use that, I don't know. I mean, I rarely play the pads in a live performance. I think that's a bit too stressful. I have done that on one occasion in another song called Blackfire. You could literally see me hitting the pads and playing some one-shot samples that add sort of texture and atmosphere. But normally I stay on the mute page and I control the track mutes, and then I control these Q-Links. So for those things, the procedure is super simple. Make sure that the track is armed if you're gonna play on these pads at all. Otherwise it doesn't really matter. The first thing you need to do is to arm automation. And you can do that by just tapping this thing on the touchscreen. I prefer not to use the touchscreen actually, so I always hold Shift and press Step Sequencer. That is this sort of the shift feature. So nice little trick as well. If you're on a page that doesn't show the automation arm, you can always see if it's armed or not by holding down shift. Because then if it's armed, this step sequencer button lights up red. If it's not armed, it will lit up yellow. So make sure there's red. Red means recording. And the other thing you need to do is simply to press overdub and then play. Whoa, I'm spitting on my MPC. That's disgusting. Sorry about that. Anyway, so let's, where was I? So the first thing, arm automation. So the second thing you do is you press, sorry. The other thing you do is you press overdub. Now you are ready to do your performance. So now I'm gonna just start this performance from bar 81. Normally it would be from bar 1. I'm just gonna hit play start. Always hit play start. That starts from the starting point. So this, in this case, bar 81. So here we go. So now I am performing live. Cameras are rolling, and now I can do all these. I can twist the knobs. I can also go in and mute things. I can even play some of the notes. And let's assume that I'm super happy with that performance. I hit stop. Now I'm done recording. Just be sure to turn off automation again. So make sure that that thing lights up green again or yellow over here. Otherwise, you might continue to mess things up after the fact. So now if I play start, I can just enjoy my beautiful performance. Here I'm opening up the filters. And can I mute some drums as well? Yep. Played some of the... Beautiful. Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. It's super simple. So to those of you who believe we are faking it when we're doing our jams, you're wrong. And you're right. After the fact, we come home, we save the project, and we're super happy with our performance. Then when we come back home to the studio, we normally plug this into Ableton Live. And then we go through the mixing process. And by the way, if you were interested in that process, we can make a video about that as well in the future to show you how we take a finalized performance and bring that into Ableton Live and sort of polish it up. Sometimes we realized that one of the sounds wasn't really perfect and we wanted to change maybe some of the timbre of the bass sound or whatever. And so that you still have that possibility. So we could go in here and we could make all sorts of changes to this Jura synth plugin while retaining the automation that we recorded into the sequence. So all of that is possible, and I think, frankly, I think that's the beauty of this whole process is you can retain the authenticity of this live performance where I twist knobs in real time and you can visually on the camera see the connection between twisting a knob and hearing the difference in the sound, obviously, and whatever else I'm doing. But I still have the opportunity to fine-tune and perfect some imperfections or change some things up if I didn't like it. I personally think this is a beautiful workflow. It's really, really, really useful. To my knowledge, the only two grooveboxes that have this capability are the MPC, any MPC. Well, only the MPC Live 2 can do it without headphones. And then you have the Push. Ableton Push can also do this thing with headphones. So that's those are the two that can do this thing, to my knowledge. And also now, just to prove that the recording did actually record the automation, we can head into the grid and we can look at the tracks filter cutoff. We need to scroll up to the bars that we affected. So this is literally our bass performance that we did. So you see this is the filter cutoff for the bass. It should open up over here, and then it opens up even more. And I could override this too, by the way. So let's say I didn't like this part. I can just fix that right now. So that's what I mean with cheating. Like if you want to, you could cheat after the fact. You could fix some things that you didn't like in the performance. That takes the edge off of the performance. It actually makes it very comfortable to do the performance because literally we were sitting on a pier in the middle of nowhere. Some people were walking by and I was a bit stressed, about the whole thing and playing the music and trying to do a live performance and focusing on all of the different controls over 2 Q-Link pages while all of those things were happening. So to me, that's a huge relief to be able to fix some details after the fact if it didn't turn out perfectly. But yeah, that's pretty much the process. If you're interested in hearing the full performance, it's called Heathland. We have that as a video that was published a few months ago. If you want to see a track breakdown of this song or any other form of educational tutorials, that type of content, let us know what you're interested in, and we will for sure consider it. Thank you so much.